This is the Pixel Watch 4, and this is the things I don't like about the watch. I did a full review of this watch and all the pros and cons, so check out my description for more videos. But the first thing I don't like is the dome display. I don't like that there is no bezel on here, so there's actually no protection, and the screen is only made out of Gorilla Glass, not sapphire crystal like most other flagship watches. Another feature that could be great, but right now it's a con, is the Gemini wake up. If you raise your watch to your mouth, then Gemini will automatically turn on and basically listen to what you're saying and give you your responses that you want. But I found that this was very sensitive, and if I'm having a conversation with someone and I just want to look at the time, maybe it's a boring conversation, I don't know, but then Gemini would automatically wake up and then it would start listening to me, and that's not so bad, but then it would actually start talking and giving an answer to something, and it's just kind of frustrating. Let me see if I can simulate that behind the screen here. You get the little light here, and that's Gemini, it's listening, and then again it does this, but sometimes, again, I'm just looking at my watch here and trying to see the time, and then the Gemini kicks in. So it was a little too sensitive. You could also change the sensitivity so it's not as active, but even on the least sensitive, it was still too sensitive for me. The other thing I don't like is I can't customize what this rotating bezel does. So if I scroll up, I get my notifications, I scroll down, I get my quick toggles. I wish I could set it so I can go through my tiles. When I change my watch face, I should be able to scroll through them really fast, but I can't do that on this. So that's a con for me. I don't like the proprietary bands. I'm not going to say too much about it, but I don't like the proprietary bands because that limits your options of what bands you can have. It makes it so that all of your other bands from your other watches are not usable, and also it usually makes the bands more expensive. Another con is that you have to have two apps to run the one watch. I don't know why these cannot be merged. The other thing is that both of these apps are both fairly simplistic, and the fact that there's very few customizations that you could actually do on these. And in my full review, I go into details about this, but with the watch, I can't even change the buttons here. I can't customize the long press, double press, any of that, and most other watch companies do allow you to do that. Another con is the limited data you get when you're working out. So if you see here, this is my basic workout display. And you can see the stuff here. I have a heart rate and I have a time, but if I scroll up, you think there would be a different data page, but it's still the heart rate and the time, so same kind of stuff. And there's not a lot of customization you can do with this. Let me show you. Okay, let me get back into an exercise here. And we're gonna go into the settings. Again, there's a couple of things you can do here, but basically I want to show you this. We got our key metrics, and you got 4 slots. So you got 4 data points that you could have on the screen at once. And if I click on one of these, this is what you can change it to. I mean, there's a few things you can change it to, but most other watches have a lot more data that you can put on here. Different exercises have different data points, but still very few data points compared to the competition. If the Fitbit app does get updated, stay tuned to my channel because I will give you a full review and show you all the tips, tricks, and features that are available. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.